Catherine here, elder, director, wedding officiant, and lover of tarot, all since the 1970s. I'm here with the weekly reading for November 15th through 21st, and I'm a little bit emotional today. It's not even been 18 hours since we had to put down our beloved Larry. And those people who visited us here at the lodge over the years have known Larry. He was quite the character. And I say this, even though it's very personal, I say this because some of the cards that have come up this morning reflect Larry's position. So anyway, let's go to the cards, Brian. All right. So exactly here's what I mean about Larry. The Five of Cups is grief because, as I say, it's been barely 18 hours, and dog. So for this period of this week, this starts out from a place of grief, but we need to know that even if our dogs are in spirit, there is an unconditional love and an undying support. As we deal with grief, and sometimes this grief can be about a beloved pet or a partner or a situation, a loss of a job. There are many things we can be grieving, even aspects of ourselves that we don't like, which is shadow. But we never grieve those things. We are supposed to honor them and thank them for being part of our journey, because like a dog, even a shadow part of self walks with us. So we start out the weekend here, Monday, the 15th, in a place grieving something. But it moves to a place of perfection, to know that we have accomplished something. Now, normally this represents our earth walk, our artisanry, our job, our skill set. And this is clarified by clover, which is a good luck thing. So we move, probably because of the support of dog or some representation of unconditional love, we move out of grief into an acknowledgement of our gifts and the good fortune that brings us. One of the things that tempers this reading is the Seven of Cups, which in this author's vision is delusion. It's also, it can be looked at as too many options to choose from in something that comes up. And this can be a cross to bear. This is very much about not spending a lot of time looking at what options there are, or being distracted by something that is illusionary or delusionary. And the sound of the puppy playing in the background is just, part of this journey for me. One of the things that's going to help us stay in balance is the Queen of Cups. That aspect, she is an overarching archetype here, representing either yourself or someone you know. And I'm getting this sense from Spirit that this is where we have to go as individuals to get our place from grief to a sense of accomplishment and perfection, to being swayed by illusionary or delusionary things. We need to have empathy. This is normal. I mean, there's no life that doesn't have these issues. So as this week progresses, part of what we need to understand is that there is a full moon during the scope of this reading on the 19th. And the grandmother reminds me very much of the Queen of Cups. It gives praise woman. This is the 12th moon cycle of this year, and we need to give praise and to honor all aspects of ourselves. This brings us in alignment with the Lovers. This card suggests that's decisions, deciding who it is we choose and what path we are going to connect with, and it's a deeply bonded path. The Lover card can represent, being in love with both sides of ourselves, the animus, the anima, the shadow and the light. and the decisions that influences that we are making this week. Know that it becomes successful, though. The Six of Wands, which was in our midweek reading, so it's replicated here from a different deck, suggests that we are successful. We've achieved something and we're arriving triumphantly back into our group, our collective. And this brings a sense of satisfaction with the Eight of Cups. Now, I had started going to the clarifiers. Let me come back to the cards and clarifying. The Queen of Cups is clarified by the mirror. The mirror is looking very deeply at oneself, and that's a reflection of bringing this into balance. Birds clarifies the lovers. Birds here, now these are represented as pigeons. Pigeons in my culture, that's a family name, and that represents shamanic chatters, shamanic communication, whereas birds actually represent communication, but they're a positive thing. So we are communicating our decisions. We are communicating to our community what we are deciding. The achievement anchors us. It's stable and it's steady. And that's really, really important. The sense of satisfaction is anchored here or clarified by the Sun card. And that's exactly the same card we had for the other short midweek reading. So if you haven't seen that one on Instagram, I suggest you compare and contrast the issues that have come up for this reading so far with the reading over on Instagram. So this is a much more expanded reading, so I have included dotems that will help us walk during this time of the second quarter as we move toward the full moon. Lizard. Lizard clarifies us here as a dotem, and it is rekindle lost goals or desires, and this is in alignment here. Rekindle lost goals or desires, expand your vision, master messages, and honor messages in your dreams that come in your dreams. And here we have the Wolf card. So we have Lizard, and the Lizard shapeshifts between dimensions. Just know that. It's very much a shaman card. Wolf, find new paths and options, break through, be a role model, share your inner knowing. And finally, the transformational one, the dragonfly. So this is confront your denials, break through illusions, and honor inner truths. And here's the delusions. So you're breaking free of that. The two moon cards here represent our astrological influences. So the first quarter moon in Capricorn influence is unleash your kindest self. Well, that's also represented by the Queen of Cups. The full moon in Cancer is let your fears dissolve. Be open. So those are the lunar influences, as well as the full moon influence that we have this week. That's why I only drew two cards, because we have the lunar influence of Gives Praise Woman. One shaman card. That was all the Spirit wanted this week. It's Fortune's Wheel. It's the luck, right timing, and to a greater extent, part of the karma. Again, if you go back to the short reading for the week on Instagram, you'll find how incredibly consistent the readings are. So the ancestors. The ancestors have three very distinct messages for us here. The first one is visioning. Visioning is necessary here to break through the grief, to break through the delusion. And this is sitting in the West. So this is a place of letting go. Grief is often aligned with the Western part of the wheel. So it's about letting go and letting return to source that which no longer serves. And in the South, we have stillness. We've had this card before in recent weeks. So the ancestors are saying, despite the storms going on around us, sit in stillness and be present to your inner self and your higher self. And if you can avoid the storms, this is another card of stillness. This is the Gaia, the all that is. Wow. So, Brian, I've got a puppy pulling on the strap of my crock underneath the table here as I'm trying to do this reading for you. Oh, for the love of the animals, eh? Anyway. All right, so this is a very powerful reading, and I didn't show you the decks I've used. This one is the Moon and Stars Tarot by Jane Wallace. It's kind of pippish, but I quite like it. I used, once again, the Stardust Lenormand by Cynthia Fisher, and I never remember her name. I'm sorry about that, Cynthia. The Shaman's Dream for that one and only shaman card. And the Manifestation Oracle deck, as well as the Medicine Cards deck by Jamie Sams. This is by Yasmin Boland. So I'm going to do another little quick video for this week about some of the newer decks that are out there and whether it's worth your time or not, or worth your financial investment. Anyway, thank you very much, miigwech, for listening, and I look forward to bringing you some more messages from Spirit. Aho.